Hey guys, so we're back with another one. This time we will be covering one of my favorite architects of all time. Now, sadly, she passed away in 2016, March 31st. Now that we're in April, I just wanted to pay tribute to her. Like I said, she is one of the most renowned architects. The coolest part is she's a woman, which is always awesome to include. Now, one thing about Ms. Zaha Hadid that a lot of people don't know, she was born in Baghdad, Kuwait, and she is the dame of the British, I would say more of a jewel of architecture. She is a British Iraqi. Like I said, she's not only, you know, known for her creative ideas, but her legacy, everything that she has done up to when she was born all the way up to now, is what makes her so unique. Zaha Hadid was, her birthday, it is October 31st, 1950. She was born. One thing about Zaha Hadid that I truly respect and love is that not only she is the very first architect to win the Pritzker Prize, not only she's the first woman to win it, but that she has won some incredible awards over the years that cemented her legacy as a legend in the architecture field. Now, some of the few designs that I'm going to be displaying and explaining to you guys is that I find not only creative, but at the same time shows her expandancy as an architect, as an innovator, as someone that not only challenged the regular norms of how to design proper things. She not only defied the logic of how to design, she was very good at mathematics as she was growing up. The fact that she started loving mathematics, she always said that she loved playing with numbers. So the fact that that transformed into her career as an architect, she had designed buildings that defied the logic. Some buildings that they even said that it was not going to be built. Now, as a architect student, I am still in school, and I am planning on one day, being at the level where people could question my work, but at the same time, they could love everything that I put to the table. Now, Zaha started really getting known for her curvature, her bold design, as well as a, sentimental focus on geometry. She is known as the queen of the curve, not only because she could do slick design, but she played with fluidity and organic forms of buildings. Now, her very first building that made her more known was the Vitra fire station in Germany. Now, if you look closely at the design, you could see that the building had like bold design, sharp angles, and it had these sleek, sharp angles that are protruding out the building, which is very original and unusual for back in the time that it was built. That's what made it so famous, because the building was like a flue of walls that is holding on together, which is very interesting for a architect at that time to produce a project like that. What I love about Zaha Hadid is that even in her heyday, like during her studio days, she even stated that people challenge how she created her buildings. She always said that playing with form was something that she was good at, and as well as numbered. So another building that she has brought to the table and put together, and that each building that she has put together, like the one that you're looking at now, I will get to explaining what the name of the building is. You could see the curvature of the building, the sleek design. The roof is sloping down to meet to the ground. The pavement of the ceiling of the building match with the actual site, which is something I'm always interested in. If you're building a building, better have the building match with the design as well. That's what I always go for as not only a designer, but it's good to match your surroundings. Now, even at nighttime, you can see how beautiful the building is, and it goes to show her creativity and her mastery into her field. Um, Back into school, she started in school in London and became a professor over there by learning under some brilliant professors, and over time they saw her creativity of works, and over time they just fall in love and understand that she was not no ordinary student. Now, before Zaha fully got her first project, which was the Vitra fire station, she started teaching at different places like London School of Architects, Columbia University, other significant schools. Now, she also got her degree in, I think, Harvard. The second building that she designed was the Hyder Kleider Culture Center, which is in Baku. And that building is such a beautiful, iconic building, which match everything that she stand for. Another building that she did was the ZAHA, which is in Beijing, China. So we could definitely say that Zaha has stamped all her designs throughout the world. Even still this day, like, people could still reference her legendary body of work, as not only an artist. Now, a little funny thing or some cool facts that I have learned about Zaha, especially as my favorite architect, is that she not only do architecture, she also deal with furniture. She also deal with jewelry and fashion. So she is considered as the full package of architect, because she's not only dipping into one type of thing, but she is extending her skills of architecture into so many different line of work. She even stated or quoted that if you're designing a building, the building has to match with not only with the presentation, but as well as how you portray the building when you're opening up the building. Now, another building that she did was the 520 West 28th Street in New York. If you look at that building, it has bold design, but you could still see the curve happening on each side of the facade, as well as the front of the building. What I find cool is the building, the way it stands out from the other traditional old buildings in New York, is what makes it so futuristic. All her designs that I have seen are futuristic, and that they're so ahead of their time. Another building in Soho, China, was the Wangzhen. I think that's not only a school or probably a mall, and it looks like a collection of mountains, or like you could say like pebbles, and they're sticking out from the ground. Almost look like the Easter Island, statues that are in, I think London, which is pretty cool. Like I said, knowing Zaha throughout my years, when I started doing my first year in school, and I've learned a little bit about her, but over time I just fell in love with her work, and that that was someone that I really, really respect and wanted to meet for a long time. And it's crazy that she started doing her first firm. She didn't even create any buildings. She actually just work and teach, and over, like, I think 1993 or in the 1990s, then she released her very first firm, which was ZAHA Hadid's Architects. Now, you could say today now the firm is probably one of the most established firm. It has 300,000 workers, and they're all doing some amazing things. Hopefully one of these years I would love to be a part of a team like that. Another building that she did is called the King Al Arab Petrum Study Research Center, which is another building that, if you look at it, it has very sleek design, bold shapes, as well as you can see the light protruding out the building, which is pretty cool and very needed. The last building I'm going to show you guys, it is a international airport which is located in Beijing. It's called the Dixon International Airport. Now if you look closely at the building, you could see that it looks like a gigantic starfish, or it also looks like a representation of the one of the Chinese symbols of the flag, which is the stars. You know, the airport has 5 different sections, and out of those 5 sections, 4 of them are considered for the plane runways, which I find pretty cool. You know, that was some of the designs that she had did before she sadly passed away in 2016. Another design Zaha has did, which I did not put in there, was the aquatic center that she did at the London 2012 Olympic Games. Now she was supposed to, you know, do the Tokyo Stadium for the 2020 Olympic Games, but due to budgets as well as the design was kind of too complex, that plan was scratched off. So they went with a more simple design by this architect named Kengo Kuma, which deals with, I think, bamboo and like wooden structures instead of like timber roof. It was more like a timber roof stadium. But like I said, guys, Zaha is one of those architect names that will last so long in my heart, as well as for generation, for younger architects to search more about her. You know, it's very cool to find someone so established and sadly passed away. But like I said, I hope you guys love everything that you have learned from today, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Bye bye.